Why hello there friends. You've just got to the endgame of Final Fantasy XIV and decided you want to start raiding. But you don't know where to start. How do you become the greatest raider, raiding the more difficult content and enjoying yourself as you do so? How do you go about finding a raiding group, and once in one, what is the general raiding etiquette in Final Fantasy XIV? If these are questions you've maybe at one point asked yourself and already know the answers to because you went ahead and asked your friends or free company mates, then this is the video for you. So without further ado, here is the de facto totally accurate way to raid in Final Fantasy XIV. None of this is sarcastic in any way, I swear. Do you think I laid that on thick enough? Preparing before joining a raid group. There's no need to prepare or know anything about the fight. There's no need for food buffs or potions. Those are just for try-hard elitists and definitely won't make a difference at all in your damage output. As for your gear, you'll often hear people say that the crafted gear is the absolute minimum you should have. But that can't be true because last tier's outdated tomes can reach the minimum eye level requirements for the first fight. So that means you'll be fine. Don't waste your gil on all this stuff. Save it forever. I'm sure there'll be something you'll spend it on eventually. Now that you're definitely prepared and won't be making Party Finder a living nightmare, let's go to how to join a party. How to read a Party Finder post. The first thing you'll need to do before joining a party is have a look at what they're listed as. You'll likely see a whole bunch of text that you don't understand, but don't worry. This mumbo jumbo people put in the party listing doesn't actually mean anything and can safely be ignored. The only phrase that matters and that you should be always looking for is clear party. There's a bonus as well if they say something along the lines of no salt. Always join one of these regardless of how much of the fight you've seen. Clear party just means a party that has a clear goal in mind, and this is to help you kill the fight. Specifically you, obviously. When you've finally decided which group you will grace with your presence, the first thing you need to do is ask, are we doing some hardcore hot ERP? This stands for hardcore, high octane, epic raid progression. After asking this, see where the conversation leads. I'm sure the party will be throbbing with excitement to have you in their group. The very thought of having you around will have them quiver in anticipation for the sweet release they'll have when you skillfully guide them to the clear. Or they'll bow out like this. Now, when you eventually find a party that accepts you and you enter into the fight, this is what you make sure you should be doing. You're in this fight to get stuff done, so as soon as you can, immediately pull the boss. Don't bother using a countdown. You never see those in normal, so why should you be expected to see them in savage? Buff alignment is a myth. Plus, people have already hit ready to enter the fight, so they're definitely good to go. Now, during this very first pull, if anyone ever dies or a single mistake is made, you know this isn't a hardcore hot ERP group. True ERPers can take the punishment and are always thirsting for more. So after a single wipe or mistake, you should immediately leave the party. Perhaps even type out sigh before you do so that they know they've just lost the alpha mega chad and now they have no hopes of clearing. And speaking of mistakes, you, specifically you, obviously can never make any because you're the special Wunderkit. If you end up dying to anything, remember, it's not your fault. Died because you stood in the red? Well, why aren't the healers putting a shield on you? It's their fault. You're a tank and you died to a tank buster where you didn't use any cooldowns? Well, it's not your fault. You should never have to use those because you've got the tank mastery trait. You're a healer. The boss has hit enraged and you didn't use a single DPS action? It is not your fault. You're there to heal, not to DPS. It's not like the game straight up tells you that it's part of your job and have even designed a healer around doing damage to heal. So because you can't make mistakes and are always doing the right thing, if anyone ever tries to offer you advice on how to improve, make sure to let them know that they're toxic elitist monsters. They don't pay your subscription fee. They should just shut up and let you play however you like. It's not like this is a team game or anything where everyone relies on each other to get something done. If anyone dares contradict you or point out any hypocrisy in what you're saying, just scream at them. It's not like the other person is also a paying customer trying to have fun in a video game. It's not like they got things to do and can choose to not play with you. They have to play with you. Else they'd be toxic elitist assholes who gave you cancer, killed your puppy, and is everything wrong in the game. In conclusion, now that you've watched this very serious guide and obviously taken all this to heart, you're ready to handle the Final Fantasy XIV raid scene. You're doing fine and you never need to change or improve at anything. So just stick your head in the sand, plug up your ears and scream, ignore and blacklist all those elitist haters. Then wonder why your blacklist is completely full and nobody will ever want to play with you. But that's it for me in this video. So for now, goodbye Karen, and I hope to never see you again.